Previously on Red Eye.
Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I am Kennedy.
Stop, you're a hippie. This childish reactionary garbage, like...
We will come to your house in the middle of the night and drag you out of bed.
All those things actually happened, and that's the reason I don't go to fortune tellers.
And now, the thrilling conclusion.
Yeah, welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I'm Joe DeVito. Let's welcome our guest. She's brainier than my hands after a recreational lobotomy. I'm here tonight with National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. And she abandoned her home state to become Miss New York. It's the beauty queen sellout traitor from New Jersey, Joanne Nosachinski.
You're gonna get it.
And for exercise, he stares. It's TV's Andy Levy. And sitting right next to me is comedian Sam Morril. He'll be recording an album at the Village Underground in New York City on June 2nd.
A-Block, the lead. That's the first story.
Thanks for the hookup, comrade. Did Hillary Clinton give Russia a sweetheart deal as Secretary of State because of donations to the Clinton Foundation? Records show she approved a deal allowing the Russians to take over a Canadian uranium company with mines in the American West. At the same time, the chairman of a Russian-owned company, now known as Uranium One, contributed more than $2 million to the Clinton Foundation as a heap of money that was not publicly disclosed. The explosive story was first reported here on Red Eye, actually by the New York Times. But there's more. A bank promoting stock in Uranium One paid Bill Clinton $500,000 for a speech in Moscow. Katherine, people seem awful suspicious about this. Don't you think someone with Hillary's track record, we should give her the benefit of the doubt?
Well, I don't understand why people are shocked necessarily. Like, why else would Russia be giving her all this money if they were just because they thought she was nice, like a nice grandma lady? And it was just, that's not really how it works, but that's how all governments work, by the way. Everyone's always doing shady deals like this. But the way she's dealing with it is what's ridiculous. She's saying, yeah, well, those guys don't like me. They're biased against me. It's like, yeah, when people break stories about you, they generally don't like you, dude. Come on.
Yeah, well, if there's one thing we know about the New York Times is that that's one right-wing rag.
Well, no, she's talking about a study that was
yeah.
a book that was funded by Coke money and this and that. But that doesn't matter, okay? It's still all true. You're still shady. She's shady. Isn't it sexist to call her shady?
Probably.
Right? It's sexist to call her anything.
Shade at the shady right now?
I'm throwing shade at the shady right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's not shocking. Of course, you know, and why does she run? I was Secretary of State. She's basically like, look at what a corrupt leader I can be, and I can be for you if I win me for prez.
Yeah, that's her promise.
It's an interesting strategy.
Now, Andy, where would you rank this on the Clinton scandalometer?
I would put it above Monica Lewinsky and below murdering Vince Foster.
Ah, okay, so you give it 2.5 Benghazis?
Yeah. Look, what do they, I don't know, what do they have here? They got, all right, millions of dollars of foreign donations that the foundation didn't disclose, even though Hillary promised to disclose all of the foreign donations when she became Secretary of State. Failure to report millions of dollars in foreign donations to the IRS for 5 straight years. Come on, I am sick of the right-wing media like the New York Times and Reuters going after Clinton. These are distractions, Joe. That's all they are. And I think it needs to stop.
Well, they're certainly distracting us from all the great things she's accomplished.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. And it's pure sexism.
Joanne, do you think Hillary should be preemptively impeached? Or is it too early?
For sure. But you know what she would say to that? She would say, I can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, but there's always going to be the right, and they don't like peaches.
Wow. The anti-peach vote she's going for.
Yeah, she would truly say that. Yeah. The issue is, Hillary agreed to disclose foreign donations with the Obama administration, and she didn't. And $2 million, I understand they get a lot of donations, but that's not really chump change, okay? So I think the public wants to know why that is. Of course, suspicion is going to be raised because you didn't follow protocol. You are trying to conceal something, and we want to know why.
Because she makes all deals knowing the rules generally don't apply to her. And people generally don't care that much, and she's going to get money, and she likes money.
But luckily, we have all of her emails that we can look through.
It's all been backed up.
We can get to the bottom of this, which is good, I think. And that's what she wants, because she's fully transparent. She wants the American people to know the truth.
Yeah, I believe it's all on a USB drive she purchased at Staples.
Yes.
It's all there for anyone who wants to borrow. Sam, when it comes to the actinoid elements, you're more of a plutonium guy. Any feelings on the uranium involved here?
Yeah, well, that's why people are pissed off, because of the uranium, you know. But also Bill Clinton got a $500,000 speaking engagement deal out of this. I want Hillary as my college agent. 'Cause I don't get nearly that much. I get like not even half that, you know.
Yeah, well,
it's crazy. So,
well, what have you done for the Russians lately?
I mean, yeah, this is also, you know, this is from 2010, this story, so I have no idea why it's coming out now. That seems like weird
Because there's a book.
Yeah.
Because of those conservatives, right? The conservatives that hate her because she's a woman.
It could also be because she's running for president.
Do you think so?
I'm just spitballing.
Hasn't she been running for president forever?
I don't know. Yeah.
Now, Catherine, when you factor in, like Sam mentioned, the speaking fees for Bill Clinton and the donations to the foundation, like how much worse does it have to look for her to admit that this looks bad?
She'll never admit that it looks bad because it'll eventually go away. And this sexism thing is awesome for her, right? It's really awesome. You can't call her anything or it's you're sexist. And that's really how it's going. That's not really an exaggeration. And plus there's the Clinton mafia, right? Anybody, do you really think that she's not getting busted for any of this stuff because, oh, just kidding, she didn't really do it? Or because people really have found it in their best interest to not say anything?
Do you think they do that out of fear or for hopes that they're going to get on the gravy train eventually?
Both. A little bit of both. Haven't you ever seen House of Cards?
Also, it's sexist.
Also, it's sexist.
In addition, you would say it was sexist.
This whole
She's a
conversation
woman.
is sexist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sam, can you back her up on that? Any proof that Hillary Clinton is a woman?
You know what? I'm a racist and a sexist, so I have
enough.
a lot to say about this.
I do have a theory, Joe.
Latest on it?
I have a theory that conservatives should lay off of this story. Because as long as places like the New York Times and Reuters are covering them, if conservatives lay off, it makes it impossible for the Clintons to pull their vast right-wing conspiracy.
What if we just stopped talking about her altogether and acted like she didn't exist?
Again, that is why I am here to
altogether.
say that all of this is sexist. And shame on the media for covering all of this stuff on this delightful, delightful woman.
Is that
Delightful.
like meta-sexist?
I'm
love
disappointed
peaches.
with all of you for not bringing up the sexist nature of this story.
Yes.
So.